supposed to know which Madonna.
I'm sorry. Madonna Ciccone, the pride of Detroit, Michigan, is 64 years old today.
This lady started out as a dancer, went to New York, went to Paris, came back as a single, and is she hot? This is Madonna! What are your dreams?
To rule the world.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Madonna.
I mean, it defies explanation, really, because if you pay attention,
Madonna every time.
I'm crazy for you.
you're not going to find the last 30 years who doesn't have, Madonna's fingerprints. So more talent. I remember when Louisa Sass had that guitar that was the album cover. And she was so foxy back then. Terrible actress, which is still strange to me as somebody who it is a little bit apples and oranges, but if you are a performer of any stripe, you think you'd be able to transfer some of that from one side to the other. You know, being a pop star calls upon every faculty you have. You have to dance, you've got to sing, you've got to pretend to masturbate on stage. You've got to do all kinds of things.
See, the important part of that one is pretend. Because when you really do it, people get upset.
Well, then don't throw vegetables at artists.
That's how Fozzie Bear got canceled.
We were clicking around and we landed on Muppets Take Manhattan the other day. And my daughter...
Great movie.
My daughter has never shown herself to give too much of a crap about the Muppets. That's never wired her brain the way that, But I'm always trying because I'm very nostalgic about the Muppets. And we did watch it for a little while. And the great part about those movies, because they are late 70s, early 80s, Jim Henson's still alive doing the voices, is all these actors who are now dead. So we get to the middle of Muppets in Manhattan, and it's James Coco, this actor that some people might remember, the bald guy, stage actor for a long time. But those Muppet movies were jam-packed with the stars of the day. And you know who I'm talking about. Kermit, Miss Piggy, Gonzo, Beaker. There's one scene in the church, because that's a movie where Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy get married. Now, I had never seen Muppets Take Manhattan, so I didn't know that they had ever gotten married. I thought that they were domestic life partners. I'm not up on my Muppets lore. But in the very back of the church, you see Big Bird. And I didn't ever remember the Sesame Street world crossing streams with the Muppet movie world.
They did a few times, because in the first Muppet movie, they're traveling, I think, to L.A., and they meet Big Bird as he's hitchhiking to Sesame Street, basically.
Then maybe they're friends with Big Bird, because he was the only one that I recognized in the back. So we watched it for a little bit, and she seemed to enjoy it a little bit. But those movies are really broad. And so you kind of had to be a kid coming up in that comedy vibe in those days to enjoy those movies, because you go back now and you're like, oh, this is...
I think the show was funnier than the movies.
I never
The
saw
Muppet Show?
The Muppet Show
was
very
100 times funnier than the movies.
Yeah.
Because the Muppet Show was... They didn't need like a narrative arc in the show. They could just go
Just quick
boom, boom,
bits.
boom. Yeah.
You get
Pigs in space.
Pigs in space. You get the Swedish Chef doing some dumb stuff. Bork, bork, bork.
Right.
Love it.
That's right. Which really ultimately worked against Judge Robert Bork when he was trying to get put on the Supreme Court.
And they did a Disney Plus version of the Muppet Show in 2020 that I loved. I don't know if they did a second season or not, but I really enjoyed it. And the Swedish Chef stole the show. And I remember he's trying to make something, and he ends up just messing it up so bad that he gets Uber Eats. And for whatever reason, he won't tip the Uber Eats driver. And he just go, no tip, no tip.
For whatever
no tip.
reason. I do want to mention, and people are texting about the live stream and how things sound. This is the first show downtown in the new studio.
Yeah.
So there are going to be differences in how the broadcast sounds. And there could be a little tweaks here and there, too. It's first day. So a lot of things we don't know we want to change until we hear it. And the live stream and things along those lines.
And we are definitely getting hit up by, I mean, you can tell the live stream's successful because there's a bunch of porn bots on there going, best new dating site.
Oh, the chat is back too?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
For now.
Alan, wait, the good thing about the old Muppet movies are the dead actors? Yes. That's right. The Muppets don't die. They're hands in socks. Do I have to explain Muppets to you? They're puppets with an M. They're, I don't know what Muppet is. It's a portmanteau of Muppets and puppet. What? Where did Muppet come from? What's the
Man puppet?
Man puppet. Check it and see. There was a Muppet Christmas special that had the Muppets and Sesame Street and the Fraggles. Okay, well, that's, I never watched Fraggle Rock either.
Oh, Fraggle Rock was pretty good.
I think that was a slight generation behind me.
That's
I think
Bill.
my wife probably
Because me and Cody are too young for Fraggle Rock.
My wife came up on Fraggle Rock, and I think I was probably in high school when that happened. Oh, by the way, speaking of portmanteaus, I did want to give it up for, they're both alive, but their relationship is dead. Zach Braff and the British actress Florence Pugh have quit after about a year and a half or so. You guys know who Florence Pugh is? She was in Midsummer.
No.
She is Black Widow's sister.
Yes,
in the
she's
film
great.
Black Widow. She's lovely. She and Zach Braff, a very public May-December romance is what they call it. She was 26. He was 47. And once people got over the initial shock of Zach Braff and who? Because she's really cute. Those two were always, boy. It's a bummer. I mean,
she'll be fine.
I think she'll be fine.
And
That's right.
She will be fine. I think Zach Braff's gonna,
But
that might have been his last dance.
I think that they didn't necessarily want to be public about the relationship, and they didn't necessarily want to be public about the breakup. But I will say, Zach Braff was in a commercial that I saw not long ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and it did occur to me, I wonder if he's still with Florence Pugh, because you hadn't seen them on any websites or anything. And it turns out that they're not. And I think, what?
I would say you're good for that. You did the same thing with Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian.
Of course I did. I've got the power of sight. I've got the sixth sense.
Okay, well, Coxstradamus is coming back then. Good for you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why when we go to Jamaica again in the spring, I'm wondering, and again, I'll take all manner of suggestions on this. But I think that there's a chance that I may resurrect Coxstradamus. Now, I also don't want to get too cocksure, if you will, because 2 correct predictions does not a mystic man make. But who knows? Here's what I think. Zach Braff and Florence Pugh. I think that they were ultimately done in by the lack of a celebrity name. Because all of your best celebrity couples have a good celebrity name, and they didn't have one. It was almost impossible for them to have one. I mean, you get Zach Pugh sounds like a secretion. You ain't gonna have that.
Zoo.
I mean, Flo Braff, that's no good either. It's like for seasonal allergies or something.
I think that trend is kind of past anyway.
Well, it should be
You had
resurrected.
Kim Ye, but you never had like Kim Pete.
We had Benifer. Oh, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. Yeah, okay. Well, then maybe that's Brangelina.
But those
Maybe
are all from so long ago.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Can you mute your mic on the live stream because it's giving me feedback here?
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Text that next time.
I saw that coming too, Poundcake. I predicted that you were going to say that, and you did. So now I'm 3-0.
So was it my car that got hit in the parking lot then?
It was not your car that got hit in the parking lot.
If I go out there, my car's totaled. I want my money.
That'd be the best.
What money? I'm doing this pro bono.
We already
These prognostications are gratis.
We already had like an Alibaba in Jamaica who was like reading our fortune. Don't you remember, Bill?
Oh yeah, he was way off on me.
Alibaba.
We had one.
Oh yeah.
He was like the medicine man.
There you go.
He did. I mean, if he was right, then he said I don't have anything to worry about. Because he said you're always anxious, you're always on an edge. You ain't got nothing to worry about. And he's like, you're gonna live a nice long life. And to me, that signifies.
But that's no prediction. He can look at you and tell that.
But I'm saying he said I'm gonna have a nice long life. But my anxiety takes over and says, okay, but I'm gonna have a nice long life. But I'm gonna watch everyone around me die. Like so, I'm still.
You still find a way to make it into an
miserable.
anxious moment.
Yeah. He's like, stop worrying so much. I'm like, no, don't tell me what to do.
Huh.
You're Satan.
Hey, let me get somebody to Vegas. You and a pal. We got our iHeartRadio Music Festival on the way next month. And we've got the Black Keys. We've got Pat Benatar and her husband, Neil Giraldo from Cleveland, Ohio. And they're going to play the T-Mobile Arena out there. It's September 23rd and 24th. I think it's the 6th or the 7th year for this. So you and a pal, we fly you out, put you up, get you $1,000 spending cash, and, of course, a ticket to this whole shebang. So listen closely. This is your shot to go. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Time for your shot at $1,000 and a VIP trip to Vegas for our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword LUCKY to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info, standard data, and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's LUCKY to 200-200. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Do you want to know who we've got at this thing?
Weezer. Coldplay.
No, Weezer and Coldplay are not on this year. That's why.
Miley Cyrus.
Yet.
That's
why.
why.
Still got a month.
That's why it opens up. Right. It does say lineup subject to change without notice in very small font. But you have, I think Rover gives away a trip in the morning, and then I do one at 5 o'clock. Everything said and done, it's a lot of fun. I hear we've never been invited.
To our iHeartRadio Festival.
But you could be there. Here's who you have. Avril Lavigne, who was just here with Colson Baker. Not what?
Not Avril Lavigne.
No, she's not selling Shays Lounges over there on the west side. Avril Lavigne. The Black Eyed Peas without Fergie.
Oh, boy.
It's just Will.i.am, Apple D-Dap, and the third guy. Who's the third guy in the Black Eyed Peas?
Taboo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good job.
Well done.
Oh, my God.
Good for you.
I am paying a tick. I am on fire in here, guys.
Yes. Well, that's good because you're spilling liquids so frequently that if something ignites, you'll be fine. You can extinguish it quickly. Diplo is going to be there. LL Cool J. We saw him and get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
We sure did. And
He was
great.
fantastic.
He put on a great show.
Ladies love Cool James.
That's right. Halsey. Try saying F mustard around her.
Why?
I'd love to have her mustard.
You know,
Come
you know
on.
how Snoop Dogg came out with the Fruit Loops? Why hasn't LL Cool J come out with like his own version of Doritos, like LL Cool Ranch or something? Like he could make money off of something.
I mean, sure. Why? Send him a letter. I mean, I think Cool Ranch is already taken, but yeah, go ahead.
But they have like the rap snacks. He could have did
I
something.
understand. He could have did something. That's right, Poundcake. He could have did something
He ain't gonna do
with the
nothing.
Rap Snacks. Listen, I was on Rap Snacks early. I will go to the mat for Rap Snacks. When I lived in Ohio City and the Gas USA next to me would sell Rap Snacks, delicious.
Which one was your fave?
Nicki Minaj. That's how I found out who she was. Sorry, Cardi B, not Nicki Minaj. Cardi B. I only found out about Cardi B because her honey drip butter popcorn was so good, and I don't even like butter. Did I like the barbecue onion and garlic Lil Baby snacks? Not so much.
Mine go way back.
I liked the Migos barbecue Dabba Ranch. Cardi B jerk barbecue. Those were real good too. So yeah, I mean, I don't think that they've really branched too far out there. But anyway, so Halsey is at the iHeartRadio Music Festival, and Avril Lavigne and LL Cool J, Lionel Richie.
Nailed it. That's exactly who it is.
Maren Morris, who I think is a country artist. She's very cute and good. Luke Combs, who's a fat ginger, just the kind that Mary likes.
No.
Marcus Mumford, who, of course,
killed his sons.
He murdered his sons just like the Lord told him to.
Going solo.
Nicki Minaj is on this thing. I didn't know that. Morgan Wallen. Remember when this guy was allegedly canceled about 8 months ago?
Yeah, when he dropped the N-word and then sold more albums than he's ever sold
that's
before.
right. That can only help your career in country music. Megan Thee Stallion, Dynamite, Pat Benatar and her husband, Sam Smith, The Black Keys, Big Time Rush. Aren't they a Disney band?
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, get it right.
5 Seconds of Summer.
Oh, they're a Disney.
And then a bunch of daytime stagers like up-and-comers that you've never heard of. And Will Smith's kid.
What does it, how has, I just have a question. Not that I'm diminishing our iHeartRadio Music Festival or anything like that, but how has Big Time Rush sustained a career this long? What's a song by them that we know, that we play? I know
we play? We don't play anything.
I know. I'm just thinking, I'm trying to think about Kiss. I have to ask Jeremiah when I see him in the hall, but wait, do we play any Big Time Rush?
You know, we don't have hallways anymore either. No, we don't, but one guy went solo from that band for a while. Maslow tried to go solo.
It didn't work well.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, he's a good-looking dude. Lost some weight. What I like, though, is if you Google them, all the questions are, is Big Time Rush a real band?
That's what I'm saying. They were based off of a TV show, and
they've also been gone for 10 years. Like, they are reunited to go on and do these shows.
They never stopped, Alan. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They were popular in the big Hannah Montana era.
Right. This says they haven't even been together as a group in 8 years.
I think that means like...
So their tour this year is their first tour in almost a decade.
But what is there to tour off of?
They've got a bunch of songs. What can anyone tour off of? Think about, like, even if you're a one-hit wonder, you can go on tour and play that. Bill and I have talked about this. If you have a little kid and you take him to see, I'm talking back in the day, Disney era, when my daughter went to see Demi Lovato or Victoria Justice. They open with their huge song, then they play it in the middle, and then they close with it. Because that's what the kids want to hear.
And also, it's for, so when they play it in the middle, parents can go like, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
We can get out of here.
That's right.
I'll tell you what, if the Cheetah Girls were united and did a tour, I would go.
Cheetah Women now.
Cheetah Girls 2. Oh, my goodness. The only reason why I'm going to go to Barcelona is because of that movie.
You know that movie, Alan. Cheetah Girls movie where they go to Barcelona.
Can
familiar,
we get them
right?
to the iHeartRadio Music Festival,
That's right.
the Cheetah Girls? They need a job.
Now, since we're on the subject of Big Time Rush, I think that this is very funny. That they are in trouble the way that Lizzo and Beyonce were for supposedly having an ableist song title.
Oh,
right?
Wait, can I guess it?
You can.
Is it Elevate?
It is not.
Oh, they do have a song called Elevate. I swear. And I was like, oh, if you're disabled, you can only take the elevator. So they're like, Elevate.
Their album is called You Can Only Take the Elevator.
You know?
Their album is called Paralyzed. I'm sorry, the song is called Paralyzed. And sure enough, you can set your watch by it. People got upset.
Wait, you can cancel Biggie Smalls too?
There was a rock. Who sings that? Finger
Wait,
11?
Finger 11.
Yeah.
Finger 11, that makes sense.
Take it back.
No. Explain.
No, I
your
take it back. It was hypnotized. Never mind. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back.
Yeah, that Finger 11 song. That's that one. That one makes
I liked
sense.
that song.
That was a good song.
Yeah.
Well,
Biggie, can't you see?
No, I can't. Please help me.
I'm blind and I'm paralyzed.
Yeah, Paralyzed is getting Big Time Rush in trouble because apparently you can't call a song Paralyzed anymore. But there it is.
That seems silly, though, because I imagine the song's about when they see this person, they're struck by their beauty, so they're paralyzed and they can't.
Well,
'Cause that's
also,
still a word.
these stories always come from the germ of usually a person who tweeted something, and because people have to fill up column inches on websites, they just write a whole blog around that one person and then go, oh, they're getting in trouble, just like...
There's a song called Suffocate, I think by Jay Holiday.
God, that's such a good song.
I know!
Is it Jay Holiday?
I
don't think it's Jay Holiday.
I suffocate when you're away from me.
The-
So much love you take
That
from me.
was on my first flip phone that I could get ringtones on. That part where he says, yes, you got me there. I said it. Somebody called the paramedics. That part was my ringtone.
I'm pretty sure that's Jay
That's
Holiday.
ableist.
That was his follow-up from Bed.
Yeah, you're right. Somebody called the paramedics. That's a good sex
Talk
song,
about
man.
cancel culture, Alan.
Jay
I'm saying,
Holiday.
they got to get rid of that.
It's a good sex song. That's what we need. More of those. That's what inflamed the passions of those people out at Cedar Point,
Yeah.
right? These weren't
They
teenage
were playing
kids.
Jay Holiday.
Yes.
I highly doubt
wanna
it.
put you to
Two
bed.
32-year-olds who were just there to pick up some spilt cigarettes. All of a sudden, the mood struck, and they found themselves public fornication. All right, I got a break. I will have what for? Oh, you want a digital download of Jurassic World Dominion, the film that, it took the world by storm, didn't it? We'll get you a download of that. It's out on digital and Blu-ray. If you want to text for something, 35192. To do that, you can watch the live stream at alancoxshow.com, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device you have.
Just tell me to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
From the Universal Windows Direct Weather Center, WMMS Weather.
A spot shower can't be ruled out as we head into this evening, but most of us are just going to be dealing with a few more of those clouds. Temperatures are on a cooling trend back to the lower 60s. We will monitor for an isolated shower or a thunderstorm as we head